Okay, my name is Sarah. I am 28 years old. I am married to my husband, who I met in college. We have 3 children. We found out that we were pregnant a month after we got married, with our almost 6-year-old now. We have a 5-year-old and we have a 2.5-year-old. So we're very busy. We hear that kind of stuff all the time. And we have a good-sized house. It's 1 floor. It's open concept. So there's not a lot of places for things to hide and to live. And if you have young children, then you know how difficult it is to keep up with all of their progressions. There's hand-me-downs, there's different things that have been passed down from kid to kid, and a lot of really great resources, great family members, beautiful things that are going on in our life. And at the same time, it felt like we were just drowning in stuff, like millions of old baby bottles, our time that we spent in the NICU with our middle child, just like things that we were holding on to for no other reason than we should remember this moment in our lives. And the only way to do that for me was to just hold on to the things. And then moving from house to house, we figured we should hold on to the things because we don't know what the next house is going to bring. We don't know what we could use. So we just decided to hang on to everything. And for about 4 years, that was relatively okay. And now it's just kind of getting time to move on to the next step. We know what is being used and what's not being used for the most part, and the only unpredictable things at this point are just the kids and what they like and what they don't like, and what they outgrow and what they don't outgrow. And it just feels like it's time for us to slough off all this extra stuff that's happened. So we are going through room by room in our house to make everything nicer. I want our house to be a place where our kids actually enjoy coming and bringing their friends over to, and just making our house feel beautiful to me is more than making our house feel beautiful. It's making it like a retreat, and then you don't spend as much money on vacations because you like the way that your house looks, and when you walk through the door, it should be peaceful. You should like what you see. It doesn't have to be perfect. Obviously, there's like milk stains on the wall from when the kids were flinging their bottles around and stuff. But I don't always see a lot of channels that just have people with unedited, unpolished videos with women who are my age, like late 20s, just talking about how to make your house nice even when you're busy, and what that looks like. So I like podcasts, I like YouTube, I follow like the Minimal Mom, Jordan Peterson, people like that who tell you like start with your own room, use this box method, use the container method, try just 5 minutes a day, stuff like that. And it's very helpful. And it also comes with each person's own language and polished way of saying things that they've thought about for a really long time. And I've only been cleaning our house, for taking it seriously and cleaning it, probably for about 6 months. So it's gotten a lot better. Our garage used to not be walkable, and we couldn't move around in it, and there were mountains, like I'm not 5 feet, but it was as tall as me. That's a lot of stuff. And we were just hanging on to it just because we didn't know what we were gonna need. And that's really stressful because you can't park your car in your garage and it just feels like everything's taking over your life. And it's just stuff. Like, it's potential. There's potential in the stuff, but there's not so much potential that you're holding on to it. And then when you're holding on to it for that long, you don't have room to act on the potential. So I've also been fighting with what we think our house should look like. Like, we have 3 kids, we're young, our house should be put together, and if we don't look like we're put together, then people are gonna think that we can't handle life. So I've given up on the norm for other people's norm. Like, I grew up in a comfortable house in the desert with farms all around, and it was a single-story house. It was like 1,400 square feet, maybe 1,300, and it was comfortable, and not much got updated, changed. We were living within our means, and things were humble and taken care of all the time. But there was clutter around and just stuff. Like, every surface would have things on it. And that's fine for some people's houses. But growing up as the oldest sister with one younger brother, I probably had the most cluttered room in our house, in our family's house. So I just want to not do that anymore. And I remember growing up in that house and thinking, like, wow, I have all this stuff, and every time, each part of the room that I look at is a memory. And I didn't own anything because I was like a teenager, so what do you really own except the clothes that you have? So I would hang on to all the clothes because each shirt was a memory, and I would hang on to all the little souvenirs that I got for doing this and doing that, because each of those was a memory, and those were all that I owned. So we should hang on to those. But now that we own a house and we have a life, I'm realizing that it probably would have been better for me to just let go of a lot of the stuff that was making it hard to move around. And I don't want that for our kids. And they are more peaceful from what I've noticed these past 6 months, getting rid of a lot of their toys, not all of their toys, but the toys that flash and blink in your face and don't have pieces that go together anymore because it came with 100 pieces and you lost 2 of them, so now the whole thing doesn't work, or they need mom and dad's help for this, so they never play with it, because when are we going to have undivided time and attention for that one child among 3 of them, plus 2 dogs and a hamster, like stuff like that. So we've been slowly replacing our stuff, and with nicer things, and with things that don't require as much from us, and it's been very peaceful. So this is that journey that took 9.5 minutes, but I don't want this to be edited and fake, and it's annoying to see videos like that. It's useful to hear from professionals and know what they're talking about, and they know how to help people. But it also strips away some of the authenticity when you're trying to actually just see people in your position. And I've only been doing this for 6 months, and our house is so much better. Like, I call it throwing away day. I don't call it decluttering day or whatever, because to me, decluttering just means you're moving things from here in this little corner of your kitchen to this little corner of your kitchen, and you threw away maybe a few things. But if I call it throwing things away day, that gives me more freedom to just and get things out, physically out of the house, donate them, recycle them, throw them in the trash, pass them on to family members that actually could use them now that they have tiny children. But for the most part, I just want this to be something that helps other people and holds me accountable. So that's what this is.